Well, hey there, my name is Joel and welcome back to the Traveler Toolkit. Today I've got a doozy of a video for you. It's another one of our camping roundup videos where we're going to be talking about teeny tiny little camping accessories that can have a big impact on your outdoor adventures. These are all pieces of gear that I've been testing out and using this summer. Some of them I actually have in my pocket right now because they're so useful. I've added them to my everyday carry, if you will. They're things that I throw in my pocket and take with me almost everywhere. So I'm leaving links to all the products mentioned in this video as well as chapters in the description below so you can jump back and forth to the sections you're most interested in and check out the products when you're done watching the video. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right to the good stuff and talk about my favorite tiny camping accessories, starting with a light that I carry with me almost everywhere I go. We're going to be checking out the Wuben G5 Flashlight together. I'm going to unbox it right here. We're going to check out what it has to offer, all the features, the build quality. And the reason I'm excited about this is right here, 65 hours of possible runtime on white light mode. That just blows me away. There's very few flashlights that could last that long. So let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed, see what's inside. We've got this little pull tab on the back here. Pull it up. Nice. Thanks for using Wuben. And there you have it. Inside we have USB cords and the light itself. Let's go ahead and get that out of here. Look how small this thing is. I didn't realize it was going to be this small. It's incredible. All right, let's put this away for just a second. Take a look at the cables that comes with it. Tiny little USB-A to USB-C. Very short. Yeah, it looks like a little wrist strap here. It could attach right there on the flashlight if you wanted to. Okay, so first impressions on the G5 are, holy cow, this is small. Look how small it is. I'm not sure how it has the battery life they claim that it has because this battery can't be very big, but that also probably means that this output is really small. I know from ads that I've seen, yeah, this kind of rotates. This light rotates in all directions here. That's pretty cool. It's got a clip on the side of it here. This right here is a clip. Just kind of pulls up. See that? Pulls up and allows you to stick it on something. Could clip on a hat, could clip on a shirt. Oh, and the clip, I didn't realize that. The clip comes to the side, or you can go to the other side. Really handy, I like that. It's all on this little pivot point right here. This little pivot point right there. See it pull out? And of course, we've got the different modes here on the side. We have a lock mode, which is handy when you're going to put this in your pocket. You don't want it coming on and running down the battery. You could put it in light mode here, and then all the way up top, that's your charging mode, USB-C. So we've got charge, on, and lock all the way down. Let's turn it on real quick and start messing with some buttons. Oh, wow. Middle of the day, bright light right in my eye. Wow, that's incredible. I think this controls the intensity. Yeah, whoa. I'm gonna test this in the dark, but it's the middle of the day, and look how bright that is. So you have a button on the side that controls light on, light off, and when the light is on, you can scroll with this little wheel right here. Turn it off so you can see it. Little wheel here that you can scroll for brightness. So we're all the way down, all the way up. That is so cool. I love it. And like I said, you can rotate this light in any direction. It's got kind of this hinge here on the side, it looks like. I'm really impressed with what this light can do. All right, we're out in the dark to test the Wuben G5 in a real world scenario. So I'm going to take you through some of the basic modes that I've learned. You can learn them pretty quickly from the manual. So to start off, we're just going to do one press, and that gets us the standard white light. Which you can then scroll through all the way to like a bright and then all the way down to a dim. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus on something else other than my hand. There we go. So we have all the way up, and you're going to get this little like flash when you're all the way up. That tells you you're all the way up there, and then all the way down. So no matter where you are on the brightness scale, if you double click, you go all the way to the brightest setting. And this is a pretty bright setting, very broad, throws out a good light, and you can rotate this thing all over the place. I haven't played with that much, but you can rotate the top of it. I'm kind of coming out the side of it right now, but yeah, really versatile and really bright. All right, so if you're already in white light mode and you want to go to RGB, I'm going to put my hand out here so you can see. All you do is long press the button and it'll start to cycle back and forth, and you simply stop when it's on a color. I put my hand out here because you can see the RGB light, it's on, but it's just not very bright. The different colors throw out different brightnesses, but you can scroll on the wheel through any color in the rainbow. That's why it's called RGB, and it's pretty cool. If you want some extra function, you can double click and it will go into signal mode. So this would be good if you were like trying to get somebody's attention in a survival situation. And when you're in signal mode, it freezes on the color you're using. So double click again and you're back to RGB. You could change the color. Let's say we want to go with a blue, and we double click for a blue signal. So yeah, you're getting a nice signal, and then whatever mode you stop on is what it'll go back on when you single press the button. So if you want to go back to white, you just simply hold and you're back to white. And again, really nice bright light. And I've been sitting here playing with this for probably, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes, and I can honestly tell you it is not hot in my hands. It's maybe warming up a little bit, but that's nice. It's not hot. A lot of flashlights get super hot when you use them for a long time like this, but overall, an amazing light for something that fits in the palm of your hand. I also saw that you have a magnet here on the bottom. Yeah, this is a magnet right here. Really handy in case you want to put it on the side of a vehicle or something. It just sticks right to it, but with a clip and a magnet and an adjustable light like this, that's really impressive. Something that lasts a long time, functions really well. Lock it down. If you want to keep this in a jacket or in your jeans, I think you'll really enjoy it. Now you got to admit that's way better than a cell phone light. It's really good to have a dedicated torch with you. So if you're interested in the Wuben G5, I'll leave a link in the description below. You can check it out for yourself. But next, I want to talk about a table that is shockingly strong and shockingly small. So to start, let's talk about this bag. It's pretty lightweight. It's not super heavy duty, but again, this is a very small and lightweight table, so you don't need a huge bag for it. Very simple. It's got two handles right here in the middle. And then what I really like is that it has two compartments in the bag that separate the tabletop and the table frame. So on one side, we have the table frame, and on the other side, we have the tabletop. So you're not going to struggle getting these things separated at all. I really like this feature because this is much better than having one giant bag that everything is thrown in. So the first thing we're going to do is take out the table base, and we're going to assemble that. Then we'll get to the tabletop in just a second. So they make deployment and assembly really easy. The most important thing to do is watch that you don't pinch your fingers. So it's like an accordion. All you do is grab two opposing edges and pull out, and they kind of accordion out, and you'll see these parts kind of slide here as you go in and out. They slide. So this is a pinch point, this is a pinch point. Keep your fingers toward the center and pull, and everything will kind of come out. Then you can set it on the ground and just kind of, you know, work it out. Right now, since it's newer out of the bag, it's a little stiff. And then you'll see they have stops. Here we go. They have stops on the rails. This is as high as it's going to go. That's how you know you're completely all the way extended. This is the support. This is the top. So let's go ahead and flip it over and extend the legs. So they just have a simple mechanism, this little red thumb latch here. It feels loose, but that's because there are notches inside this leg to accept this. It doesn't need to be super tight. It's not in any danger of coming out, but it's not going to pop in there really tight. So you just put these legs at whatever height you want them to be, somewhere in the middle. I would suggest all the way out because otherwise it's going to be hard to adjust. But if you're in an unlevel area, might be good for adjusting. So we're going to do that on all 4 sides, extend them all the way out. And flip it back over. We're completely assembled. Now, before we assemble the top, I'll just mention that these do have some rubberized coated feet on them. They're not soft rubber, they're harder rubber, and I wish they were a little wider. These pointy feet, while they're going to help the table stay stable, they could dig into soft mud. So you're going to want to put this on a harder surface because these feet are a bit smaller and harder than I would like them to be. So setting it down here, now we can grab our tabletop. And our tabletop for this table comes in 2 sections. There is the center section that's like an accordion, folds out like this. These edges will snap in like this. So we can see these little notches here are going to go into these tabs and they're going to slide into there, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and do that on the table here. Slide in and push back to lock. And you'll see right here, it even says, push back to lock, pull up to open. So in case you ever forget. And then your table center is going to go here. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our other side in. Same tabs, receivers, set them on, push back to lock, push back to lock. Now we have both sides done. And then you'll see underneath our telescoping parts, we have these little holes that receive these tabs. So all we're gonna do, place these tabs on the hole, snap them in there. They're nice and tight. Snap them in on both sides, and look at that. This is a really sturdy, rigid table. This, for its size, feels like it could hold a lot, and I love the fact that it's all locked in. Once you place these tabs in each other and on each side, doesn't feel like it's gonna come apart. It's not gonna unravel, nothing crazy. Even though this folds up in the middle, it's sturdy, and this could hold quite a lot of weight. You could set plates on here. You could set, even a small grill could fit on this table. And this is the smallest size that they offer, so it does get bigger. I believe there are 3 different sizes from Villey in the same style and color. So choose the size that best suits your needs. But I really like the convenience of this small table. You could do a lot with it. But I will say, probably the one thing that could be improved are these pointy little feet, because you can see in this soft grass, it's already wanting to dig in. If they were a little bit wider, maybe that wouldn't be a problem, but the tabletop, the sturdiness, the engineering, that all gets high marks, easy to put together. So when you're done, all you would do is pop out these tabs on the top. So again, we're in here, and then we would just pop them out, and you just begin to accordion this on itself. Pop out your other tabs, and then this side of your table is done. Then all we do is unlock, follow these instructions, open, push toward the middle, open, these come off, and we're ready to put this back in our bag. And because it has its own side of the bag, no problem. Then our table base, flip it over, take all of our legs down, all the way, and in the same fashion, we're gonna just move these down, again, being very careful. This kind of takes a little bit of patience. Use your thumbs to work them up, but keep your hands in the middle so you don't pinch anything, and push everything together. And that's how big the base folds up to. Nice and small, easy. And our bag has its own compartment just for the frame. Sticks in here, zips back up. You're ready to pick it up and go to the next campsite. So I think that the construction and engineering behind this table are genius. It seems really, really strong, and it's lightweight, packable, easy to take with you. Check it out for yourself. It's the Villey camping table. Now, this next item is really useful because it allows you to make the most of your water resources when you're out there camping, because a lot of times you may have water, but it's hard to use it the way you need to wash yourself off or brush your teeth or wash dishes or whatever you might need it for. So when I ran across the Flextail tiny shower, I was really intrigued by what it did and what it could bring to the camping experience, because it allows you to use your water resources much more effectively. So let's check that one out together. All right, so let's take a closer look inside the box of the Flextail Tiny Shower. I really like this idea that you can stick this in any water can or bucket of water and turn it into a shower. So as we open it up here, you'll see it's really pretty simple. All you have is the pump itself inside a box. I'll just set that aside just for a minute. And then we have the hose inside here. Now this is the hose that's going to attach to the pump, and then also your shower head. Then one more item before we look at the hose itself. We have your instructions inside what looks like a little bag with a USB-C cable and some extra gaskets, because I believe we're charging via USB-C. So let's take a quick look at this hose before we look at anything else. This is going to be your shower head. You'll see the varied holes there and the kind of spray that it's going to provide you with. You also have this little guy here that's good for hanging on things. So if you had a hook or something you wanted to hang this up, that's really handy. It goes down if you're not using it. Then it tells you basically how to operate this. You do have to twist the head, and so we're gonna just peel this off so we can do that without any issue. But all you do is twist this head to turn it on and off, it looks like. Yeah, so it turns it on the back here. You'll see on, off, or vice versa, we'll find out. But that turns the whole head here on this 90-degree, I guess, attachment back here. And of course, this is all gonna screw off there, but we're just not gonna do that. No real reason to. This hose, see, it feels super flexible. I would call this probably a 6-foot long hose altogether. And then this end here, this connection is going to go into the back of your pump that you're going to submerge. And they all have these like quick connect ends here. You'll see the quick connect, you just pull back, it's going to snap in. We'll do that in just a second, but I like that function there. The quick connect is really handy. So let me grab the pump itself here, pull it out of the packaging, see if we can open this thing up together. Box is going away. Packaging. Here we go. This is the pump itself. And you'll see everything is waterproofed because obviously this is going to submerge. Right here you have what looks like, I don't know, some kind of inlet. That's just a grill for the inlet, but it is removable in case you get something stuck in there. I guess that's probably where the water is sucked in. So we're gonna stick that back in, clip it, and I'm guessing, yeah, water is coming in through these bottom ports here. And this is just the information up top. You have your power button right there. And then you have your USB Type-C, which of course, when you're submerging this, you wanna make sure that is closed all the way. It's gotta be watertight, waterproof. Do not leave it like this or you will ruin your electronics. So close it nice and tight. This is your connection valve. Let me grab the hose. So you would take this quick connect, place it right here and just push, and they clip together like that. When you're done, you pull out and that simply comes apart. So really easy to do. Push, snap together, you're done. So that looks like a really well-made, well-constructed unit. This is gonna be really cool. Let's go test it out. All right, so now that you've seen the product up close and personal, we can finally test it out. Like I said, we have it connected to the pump here. We've got our hose connected to the pump. We have our nozzle here, and we wanna make sure, I'm not sure which way is on and which way is off, but you twist this head to go on and off like we saw before. So I'll point it away from the camera. The first thing we wanna do is turn it on, and there's a power button right here, I assume, maybe like a long hold. Just a tap turns it on. You can hear it kick on, so I'm just gonna submerge it. I've used their other pumps and I know they have a couple different settings, so let's start with this setting and see how it does. Submerge it. It normally takes a few seconds to get things going. And my guess is, since nothing's coming out, I have this off. So I'm gonna go ahead and twist this head to maybe turn it on here. There we go. All right, I hope that's low. That's a pretty soft little stream here. This is a small hose. I've tested out their Max shower hose and it's a much more powerful spray and a much bigger hose, but this is pretty cool. This is impressive. You've got this little hanging doohickey here on the back, and yeah, a decent little stream here. There are, you know, I would say like 15 or 20 holes on the end, so it's a pretty wide spray, but there's not a lot of holes coming out of it. I don't know if you can really get a good idea of the spray, but it does widen the further you get down. Not bad. It is completely silent. I don't hear a single thing, and this bucket, you can see, is undisturbed. There's no bubbles, no, you know, water being shot out. This is a quiet, smooth operation. That's really impressive. Let me quickly reach my hand down in and hit the button. Yeah, I can hear it's going to a different level, a little higher. I don't see a ton of difference, maybe a little bit more pressure, but yeah, definitely. Okay, it takes a few seconds, a little bit more pressure. Let me jump behind the camera and show you how far this is throwing the water out. Maybe we can get a better angle on things. So there's a good look at the spray pattern and the angle. I would say this is spraying out about 6 to 8 feet right now. Yeah, and it's really not bad. I mean, you could definitely wash off in that. It has good pressure. It's not soft. It looks a little soft, but it's got decent pressure to it. And yeah, it's got a good pattern to it as well. So tiny little head. Look at how small that head is. Oh, I just turned it off so you can see. I mean, look how small that head is. You can control it on and off, nice and easy. Any bucket of water turns this into a shower. This is ultra portable, but yeah, that's more than enough to wash you off. And this bucket of water has lasted, you know, the 3 to 5 minutes we've been talking here. Let's take a quick look at the bucket of water. So it is a little louder when it's not running, when the water is not running and the pump is just sitting there in stationary. But when you turn the water back on, we're kind of at the end of our bucket, it does quiet down. You'll see there's no splashing or anything like that crazy. It really does a good job for what it is, and I can't believe how quick and easy this is to deploy. I'm not sure how long that battery lasts, but this is extremely easy to set up. You just turn it on and off. When you're done, you just grab this section here, disconnect. Watch, I can do this with one hand. Yeah! There's your pump all protected, and you just drain your hose. Probably you want to take this and drain it, but yeah, that's all you have to carry around with you is this, and you have a shower anywhere you go. You could even throw this in a creek if you didn't have a bucket. Throw it in a creek moving water, and you just have like a little submersible shower pump. So for camping, overlanding, or just keeping in the car, this would be really handy. So this is the Flextail tiny shower. I really am impressed with how powerful this is. I love all these little USB-C travel devices because you don't need a bunch of proprietary chargers with them. It works exactly as advertised, and I could see this lasting probably for the whole family shower. You know, you could go through 2 or 3 people if you're just kind of showering off around the campsite, not sitting under it for 20 minutes, but this bucket of water was no problem. Went through it, lasted 5 minutes or so. Seems like it's got more battery left, so you could do several of these buckets before you needed to recharge. This is the 7-ounce version if you want to check it out, so I recommend giving this a look because it would make camping a lot easier, and it's very packable, fits in a backpack, so check it out for yourself. I really think you're gonna like this one. Hey, if you've made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing because we put out great camping content, outdoor RVing content like this every single week. You don't want to miss a thing. Leave me a thumbs up if you think I did a great job in this video, and possibly even leave me a comment below letting me know what your favorite item was or what items I should review in the future. So for our last item today, we're going to talk about something that's been in my pocket this entire time. This really cool blade and multi-tool from OutdoorEdge called the SlideWinder. Let's check it out. All right, so you are looking at probably my most used camping tool from the last year since I got it. This is the SlideWinder, you'll see right there, from OutdoorEdge, and this is basically a very tiny, versatile multi-tool that has so many different functions that it makes it silly not to carry it around. So the primary function of this little guy is a knife, and here's the reason I use it all the time. Even though I have some really expensive knives, I use it because it has a replaceable utility blade inside, and this little orange button right here makes it possible to just hold it and pull that blade out. So I can cut boxes with this every single day, not have to worry about dulling my blade. Just buy a new pack of these utility blades, stick it back in. It's really easy. All you do is put this all the way out, hold the orange button, stick this back in here, slides back in, and then let go and it locks into place. It's just that simple, does not come out. And when you're done with it, maybe you want to get to the other side here, you can switch it around to this side so you can use every blade on both sides. Extremely easy. It's nice and secure. It has a spring in here that loads this up, and then when you want to retract the blade, all you do is touch this orange button and it locks back in all by itself. That maybe to me is the best action. I like to play with things almost like a fidget toy. That works really, really well. And it's just a good design. This doesn't come open in your pocket, nothing like that. You can see the construction is really rugged. It's got these almost like Allen head screws on the corners. This side is plastic. I kind of wish that this was a different material, especially this slide here. It's not that flimsy, but it is plastic and lightweight materials, but that's what makes it so tiny and light. The other half, you'll see it's kind of in half here. The other half is metal. And of course, you have the metal clip, which is important. And all the metal components have purposes as well. You'll see not only does it have a bottle opener right here, really important if you're ever out camping, you need to open a bottle. This guy is great to have, and if you have it in your pocket, you don't need another tool. But it also has, look at this, a flathead screwdriver on this side. Use that many times, taking off license plates, tightening things around my RV. And then on this side, it has a Phillips head screwdriver. Now this, it's got to be just the right size Phillips head to really work. It's kind of like half of a Phillips head screwdriver. But hey, if you're in a pinch and you have nothing and you could make this work, it saves the day. It's got a hole right here on the end in case you want to put some kind of paracord or survival loop in there. I don't do that because this ends up in my pocket almost every single day. And possibly the most amazing thing about this little tool is that it cost me less than $10. It's crazy. I mean, for what it is and the quality it is, you would think this would cost 20 or 30 bucks, but it's less than $10. So there's no excuse for everybody not to have one of these on their person at all times. I love it, and it's absolutely become one of the most indispensable tools in my camping gear bag over the last year. So it's the OutdoorEdge SlideWinder. So again, those are my favorite tiny camping accessories that I've been using and testing out this year. I think you'd find any one or all of them really useful in your outdoor adventures. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite was. Let me know what you think. And if you're interested in finding links to these products, I've left that all down below as well. So as always, thanks for watching. My name is Joel. This is the Traveler Toolkit, and I'll see you in the next video.